Hey dudes, and welcome to the video. And this video is just going to be a quick one, a little informational video if you will. It's kind of like an update video, but I don't know, it just didn't feel right to call it an update video. But my uploads have been pretty much all over the place at the moment, and rather than pull a wild card and just disappear when it becomes time to explain something, I thought that I better upload something and try and explain what exactly is going on. And there's not really a whole lot to it, to be honest. But if you've already been watching the series that I'm currently doing, you already know the whole reason that I wanted to play solo was because I didn't have a whole lot of time for the big tribe life. And obviously that's playing a big factor in this as well. Rather than just say, oh, I don't have the time, and I hopefully go a little bit more in depth than that and try and explain to you guys as to why I don't have the time. But it's been pretty good up until the last couple episodes. And I'm sure you dudes that watched the last episode remember the clip I put in there of the floods that were happening in my area. And you might have heard me mention that I had a pretty important test coming up. Well anyway, basically those two kind of intertwined, and that kind of really fucked things up. Because essentially what happened was the place where I was actually supposed to do my test ended up getting all fucked up by the floods, so that got pushed back by a couple days, which was a real pain in the ass because I ended up actually skipping an episode then too, I believe, because I wanted to get to bed like super early, because as I mentioned it was a really important test that I really wanted to pass. Well anyway, that was a driving assessment to see if I was actually capable of driving a vehicle on the road by myself. You know, when the roads are 3 foot underwater, they don't exactly want to do a test then. That got pushed back and that was a real pain in the ass because that meant that it was going to interfere with the whole schedule of recording again. Which it did, but on a good note, I actually passed the test and I now have my license, so fuck yeah boy. And pretty much this is how my day's been going for the last couple days. I literally wake up, I'll roll out of bed, I'll run over to the computer, I'll start up Arc, I'll smash out a quick metal run or something like that just so it's a little bit less that I have to do later on in the series. Like I've been that fucked for time lately, I've actually got a heap of metal ore just sitting there waiting to be cooked. I haven't even had time to cook it. Because pretty much on the day of the test I woke up, went on 2 metal runs because it was like a dyno event day or something. It was like 2 times which I really would have liked to take advantage of. But unfortunately that wasn't the case. But anyway, I filled out the forges and then I took the Anki on another metal run real quick. And then I took it back to base, yes, because the Anki is still alive amazingly. Or at least it was at the current time of recording anyway. But I filled that up again, I dropped all that off in the vault. After I finished offloading it, I quickly flew back to one of my other bases, logged off, started getting ready to do my test because I had a fair way to travel before I could actually do it. I went on the test which lasted for about an hour or so, and then by the time I end up getting back home, it's probably about 2 o'clock in the day. I'd have some late lunch or something like that, jump on for maybe like an hour or 2, quickly move some stuff around, maybe do another metal run or something like that. And then by this time I'd start getting ready to go to the gym. And then by the time I get back from there, it's starting to get pretty late by this time. I'd probably have a late dinner, then I'd go have a shower and I'd probably go to bed because I'm pretty well beat by that time. And then the next day I thought, well shit, I haven't uploaded, like I gotta do something. I wake up and some motherfucker's going ham with a chainsaw outside. And this pretty much went on for about 3 hours. And this is not the last time it'll happen either, like this happens pretty regularly. If it's not a chainsaw, it's an angle grinder or a drill or something. Like anyone would think I live in a fucking industrial zone. But basically that went on for a couple hours and then eventually he finally fucked off. And I was like, oh yep, sweet, we'll go record a quick video. Like even if I don't get much, I get something up, it's something for you dudes to watch. So basically you don't just think I've dropped off the face of the fucking earth or something. But then I had people turn up to my house. You know, I don't really want to be rude, I don't want to go to the door and be like, nah, fuck off, I'm recording. And they hung around for kind of a couple hours. And then my girlfriend gets off work and she's like super excited and wants me to go pick her up and stuff because like I got my license obviously. So by the time I go do that and I get back, it's pretty much time to go to the gym again, so I'm pretty sure you can see where this is fucking going. So it's basically been a big cycle really. And like it wouldn't be so bad, like when I say I don't have the time, it's not like I don't have a couple hours where I'm free. But when you're playing Arc, especially solo, you have to have a little bit more than that, especially when you're recording because your playstyle sort of changes. Like you have to experience it to really understand it, I guess. But you're trying to speak and you're trying to like find entertaining things to do. Like no one wants to sit there and watch you hit a fucking rock for 4 hours. So on a day when I wouldn't be recording, I'd be taming something or I'd just be smashing out resources, and for whatever time that I've got spare while I'm waiting for something to be tamed that like somewhat needs my attention, I'd probably sit nearby in a bush on my phone playing that new Jurassic World Alive games, kind of like Pokemon Go, except it's like with dinosaurs and that. It's actually pretty good. Definitely not disappointed I downloaded it, and I mean if you want to download it, there is ways to move without actually walking if you catch my drift. Motherfucker, I do enough walking a day, I don't need any more. But that would be a regular day of grinding for me. Whereas if I'm recording, I'd probably try to throw something a little more interesting in there here and there, just to sort of break up the boredom. So it's really interesting really to see how your playstyle kind of changes. And it wouldn't be such a big problem with the whole time issue if like all the things I had to do was either at the start of the day or at the end of the day. But it's like so split out at the moment that it's just like a real pain in the ass, and because everything takes so long to do in Arc, there's no point coming back, recording for 2 hours, going out, coming back, recording for an hour, going out. I'm sure you see where I'm going with this pretty much. Like if I was streaming, I guess that'd be fine. Because people who watch like streams on Arc are used to like sitting there through the boring stuff because, well, it's not cut and it's not edited. But if you watch a video on the other hand, you expect that shit to all be done. I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with recording at the moment. But I haven't been wiped, or at least I haven't when I was recording this. But I'm just waiting to log on and see all my shit's blown into, because the alphas, I have met him, and I was kind of just chilling and he come up to me on his wife and he didn't kill me or anything, he did come over for a good look. They don't seem like the type of dudes that kill you straight away, but they seem like the dicks that'll blow your shit up when you're not online, just for the fun of it. I don't know, that's just kind of the vibes I got off them. But yeah, anyway, that's basically where it's at. I'm not even sure really what to call this video, but I thought I'd better upload something and not pull a wild card and just ignore the problem. Because if we've learned anything throughout Arc, ignoring the problem does not make it go away. If you haven't already, then I do suggest you go and follow the Facebook page that I made. Of course, it'll be linked in the description. But if you do that, you can see everything that's going on, because I did actually put a post out earlier this week when the issue originally happened, that I wouldn't be able to upload on that day because of the test I had to do, obviously. Not only that, it gives me a chance to talk to you dudes outside of making videos. And that's a good thing, because hopefully that'll help build a pretty strong community around my channel, and I get to connect with you dudes a little bit better. But yeah, shit's pretty fucked at the moment, but I hope with the explanation that I've sort of it gives you some idea as to why and you somewhat understand. Now that I have my license and I don't have to rely on other people for transport, I'm trying to move like my gym and that around so that I'll have a bit more recording time, but obviously when people are showing up to the house and that, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. But I thought I'd better upload something so you dudes knew what the fuck was going on. If you haven't already, go check the Facebook page out. That'll allow you to know what is going on all the time, and you won't get it like 2 or 3 days later in a video. But until the next episode of the series, guys, I will see you later.